With 8 episodes down, viewers are beginning to doubt if there's ever going to be romance between SeokHoon and HyoMin in Beyond the Bar. What with the handkerchiefs and late-night tete-a-tete? Their chemistry is too great for their relationship to be just platonic. What's more, looks like viewers will see them together in parental roles, with the twins in the next episode, which will likely create more longing for them to be a couple. Before we dive into it, what a slap! Who knew NaYeon had it in her? Meanwhile, the next case seems complicated and interesting, as a wife, who's also a doctor, is accused of killing her husband. What makes it interesting is that, it seems she wanted her husband dead from the get-go. What's more, there might be no romance between SeokHoon and HyoMin, given that, according to Tae-seop, he had campaigned for a policy to refrain partners from dating associates and assistants. So it might be hypocritical for him to date HyoMin. But then, something has to be done about their chemistry. They can't give viewers handkerchiefs and late-night tea moments, just for it to amount to nothing. And this too. What's more, the last case was such a gray one. At this point, viewers already know that SeokHoon is morally gray, after his strong case against the woman with dementia in episode 7. But then, just as he told her husband, he'd simply done his job. Given his love for children, I'd like to think that he hadn't known that his client was guilty, and had simply done his job as a lawyer. Like they say, Lady Justice is blind, she only swings her sword with proven evidence. He also tried to make amends by taking up the husband's case. This time, he helped HyoMin see the bigger picture, which could be considered morally gray for some. But then, SeokHoon had suffered 10 years of abuse from her husband. This led to her having what's called battered woman syndrome. Everything was going fine, until she admitted to intentionally taking the medication, despite knowing the effect, to beat up her husband. This was when everything became gray. SeokHoon's logic made sense, as he asked HyoMin to see the bigger picture. SeokHoon needed protection after suffering 10 years of abuse from her husband. This was almost like a comeuppance to her husband for years of abuse. Sending her to prison after such lengthy abuse seemed unfair. But then, the law exists for a reason. She should have sued her husband for domestic abuse while it lasted, as she had evidence from her doctor. But then, she's a mellow soul, who happens to be a public figure. The public would have made things difficult for her, as someone who avoided conflict. In the end, what HyoMin and SeokHoon did for her, was the best they could do, to protect their client. They didn't make her lie on the stand. HyoMin simply asked her to plead the fifth to questions that would implicate her. It was up to the prosecutors to make their case. However, they did hide the evidence. Watching the video of her sister's abuse, and her retaliation, was such a bittersweet moment for the friends. I wonder what will become of SeokHoon after this. Will she divorce her husband, or sue him for domestic abuse? I wish this case were fleshed out, as it was a complex one, that presented complex moral issues. Who else is rooting for Jinwoo and Minjong? They are cute together, and Jinwoo seems to really care about Minjong. I mean, he stylishly sneaked in the marriage stuff. I also think Minjong deserves a second chance at love, after what she went through in her previous marriage. What's more, as suspected, SeokHoon was one step ahead of the three crooked friends. Tae-seop had the premonition, when he said SeokHoon reads a room before he enters it, but his fixation on taking him down blinded him. Realizing what was going on when his team found the MGC file, Sukun asked them to make the changes, but to keep it internal. This was why Jin-woo used Minjun's system, and made it seem like they submitted the file to the court. This way, Minjun thought that their plan had worked, and Tae-seop went ahead with their plan. However, this had been Sukun plan from the beginning. After Hyejin visited him about the workplace harassment, he put things in motion to get Mr. Hong. He already knew what Mr. Hong had been up to when he threatened him during HyoMin's first court case. So he set things in motion to get him. Mr. Hong also suspected something was up when he found out that Hyejin visited Sukun, but he failed to tell his accomplice. Seeing as he couldn't control HyoMin, he tried to throw her into the mix by suggesting they oust her after kicking Sukun out. Tae-seop, holding the meeting to oust Sukun, ended up ensnaring himself and kicking Mr. Hong out of the firm, just as Sukun planned. He also used the opportunity to get Tae-seop to send his minion, Hee-chul, to DA Solution, the place he had schemed with his father, and pushed NaYeon to. He practically dismantled the three crooked musketeers with one blow. The women of Beyond the Bar didn't come to play. Minjong gave viewers an exciting showdown in episode 7, when she gave her ex-husband and mother-in-law a piece of their own medicine. This time, NaYeon took the show, leaving our mouths on the floor. For a moment, I was worried for her, as this act is legally punishable, and as a lawyer, she should have known better. But then, Mr. Hong deserved every bit of it. NaYeon seems to mean business this time. In the preview for the next episode, she can be seen pledging to make Yulim a place of justice. This means the office politics are about to intensify, as the retired founder, Song Cheol, resurfaces. What's more, this next case seems complicated and interesting, as a wife, who's also a doctor, is accused of killing her husband. It's interesting because it seems like she wanted her husband dead from the get-go. This happening on a plane also makes this interesting. Meanwhile, as the defendant's legal representative, HyoMin meets with the prosecutor to ask what he plans to indict her client with. The odds are not looking up in their client's favor. However, as usual, she finds a solution to their predicament. This takes her and Sukun to their client's house. This turns out to be a cute moment, as they find the twins adorable. This is also bound to show how adorable they'd be as parents. Do you think there'll be romance between Sukun and HyoMin? Would you want that? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this content, please give it a thumbs up, share it, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell for all things wonderfully K-drama. Thanks for watching, bye.